Hello everybody, I'm Andy Lagopus, and welcome back to another episode of ZNN Interviews. May know tonight's guest as that one artist who keeps putting Nick in a dress, and he looks really good in it, just saying. Please welcome the queen of crossover, TrashasaurusRex.
Heyo!
Mind if I call you Trish? Don't know if it'd be that good of an interview if I called you Trash the entire time.
Not at all. Actually, prefer that.
Alright, sweet. Good. I didn't think you'd prefer Trash. Alright, so let's get right into it then. So, as I referred to in the opening, you've made a pretty solid case for Nick Wilde being the best Disney princess. Care to explain a bit?
I remember it went all the way back during the summer, usually. I remember I used to follow this artist on Tumblr. Her name was, at the time, it was Princess Ariel, then she changed it to Judy Laverne Hops, which is currently her URL. I remember she always used to put Nick and Judy in these really weird scenarios and always did crossovers and stuff, and I really, really liked them. And I noticed that she never really changed the outfits. Before that, I'd usually always try to play around with the outfits and stuff, but when I saw that, I was kind of just, oh, that's actually pretty cool. I might as well give it a shot. I did, and I remember the very first post I had on Tumblr, I had it out there for just like a few minutes, then I got really nervous and just, delete. I can regret that to this day. Yeah. I'm just, that could have been something. No. But,
Repost.
Yeah. I remember posting that on Twitter one day, but, it didn't get anywhere. So I'm just, that's okay.
What was it?
I mean, it was my favorite alternate universe, my favorite crossover, Zootopia and Hercules, when Nick is Meg and Judy is Hercules. I've always liked that one. I don't know, it's really sweet.
Yeah, I've seen some of your work on that before. Like, you've got some other things on your Tumblr with that crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nick as Meg works way too well.
I mean, you can say whatever about these other crossovers, but man, I'm gonna defend this one. It's so good.
Yeah, you've even got a little, like, animatic of Judy as Hercules, like, doing the whole, her face, her eyes, and scene, right?
Oh, yeah, that was my Aladdin one. I remember I was talking with one of my friends, and
Aladdin. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. They're both very good movies.
I call myself a Disney fan.
Yeah, don't worry. At least you recognize that they were Disney. But yeah, I remember I reblogged a GIF set that had that exact scene just separated into different GIFs, and one of my friends saw it, and she's there, Trisha, that would be so cool if you did that with Judy. It would be cute. I'm there, you know what? That actually sounds really good. So I remember right after that, I'm there, you know what? I can't put this off. I stop on commissions real quick. I got to draw this. So I did, and I made that little animatic, put it up there, and there, let's see if I'll finish this one day. I'm not finished with that yet. I'm planning on doing way more drawings to put into that little animatic so it can flow more. But yeah, that was really fun. I really like the way it came out. I'm just,
So just how many, are there any Disney movies you haven't crossed over yet? Or are you keeping track at all? Just...
I know there's a few that I haven't done at all. Like, I know it's a sin. I have to do Robin Hood one day.
Yes.
I don't know why I haven't done it.
Ooh, delally! The original Best Fox.
Ooh, yeah.
Original Sly Fox with a couple of dumb bunnies. Beyond your Disney crossover stuff, you've also got a few other, continuing series and characters sort of thing, recurring characters, like Isabel Wilde.
Oh, my little sweetheart.
Can you explain a bit where that came from?
So, I remember back, I believe it was early fall, I started to meet up with a lot of different people on Twitter, Tumblr, and one of them, I remember we suddenly got into this conversation about Nick and Judy having kids and things like that. The question just came up, what would they look like if, that ever happened? And I remember seeing things like foxes being crossed with rabbits and stuff and blah.
boxes and funnies.
Yeah, boxes and bunnies. But they all look like bunnies. Why can't we have a little fox kit? So I remember one day just, you know what, I should probably draw that out just to show them. I did, and I thought this shouldn't go too far. How wrong I was. How wrong I was. I sent it to them, and they're there, Trish, I love this. And they started drawing her, and they asked me, do you have a name for her? I'm just, I've always liked Isabel. They're there, that's such a pretty name, yeah. So we went with that. Yeah, just started drawing different scenarios with her. One day I finally had the guts to go ahead and post it on Tumblr. And I was thinking, shoot, what should the backstory be for this? So I just said, you guys think of whatever you like. I don't really mind. I just really like this little girl. She's so cute. So yeah, that's how it all went.
Okay, so pretty much freeform as things go. So one thing I've noticed is that your style kind of reminds me of Corey Loftus's sketches, like especially Judy. Was this intentional, or?
Yes, I referenced to Corey Loftus's sketches and artwork so much when I was studying these characters. I remember I used to look at different movie frames and then go back to Corey Loftus's work. I just thought he captured them so well. I really wanted to do what he did in his work. So yeah, every time I do any drawing in Nick and Judy, I'll always have a reference picture that's from Corey Loftus right on the file. Whether it be Art Rage, Manga Studio, or Psy, I'll always have something there.
Yeah, I figured. Like, your art's very on model for Corey Loftus's style, you know? So it turned out great. You do great work.
Yeah, thank you.
So, this question's a little bit vague, but what was it about Zootopia that drew you to draw?
Oh, goodness. Well, in general, I really love watching animated features, whatever they may be, especially if they're from Disney. Disney has always had a special place in my heart. I had no idea what it was at first. I just was so drawn to the film. The colors were absolutely beautiful. The characters were different, but they still had this really, these really wonderful personalities that I just wanted to experiment with, play with, and I eventually just started drawing them afterwards. I really fell in love with Nick and Judy, though. Like a lot of people, I fell in love with them the most. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just thought the relationship was so wonderful, like romantic or not. It's just, they're such good friends.
Yeah, and that friendship's the foundation of the ship, basically. If it were an actual boat, the friendship would be the whole.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I mean, that's the foundation of all good relationships, right? So, what was your favorite part of the movie then?
I get asked that once in a while, and I always like to recall to the scene where they're in the Skytram, where Nick tells his backstory to Judy, and Judy comforts him, saying that you're so much more than that. I've always loved that scene. Like, I remember that was the part that made me shed a tear at the movies.
Aw, yeah, that scene that's a brilliant scene. I wholeheartedly agree. Of course, pretty much most of the movie is brilliant scene after brilliant scene, but still, that one especially. So I guess next question, who's your favorite character? Nick or Judy? Or
you torture me like
someone
this.
else?
They're all good. You know, I really love Judy, but I gotta say Nick is probably my favorite.
All right.
I love Nick. Mm-hmm. Like, sure, he can.
He does look good in a dress.
Yes, he does. He looks good in anything. I mean, he's Nick.
Yeah, he can make Hawaiian shirts look good.
I just remember that he was so, charming. I really liked his overall personality, and I saw that he could be so sweet, a little goofball, like Bellwether's wool like it's cotton candy.
You don't just touch the sheep's wool.
It's like cotton candy.
Where to?
Oh, but yeah, that and, Nick just really, sometimes I can't really talk about it to people, but Nick's quote, never let them see that they get to you, was something that I have actually went by for a while, like before. And they're, this is hitting home. Way before the movie, I actually went through some, tough times, and yeah, that was the thing I used to say, but, well, right after I saw the movie, I just thought, gotta try everything, gotta look at things in a positive light. And that's what I do now.
So it really did affect your life in a positive way.
It did.
That's great. So in terms of fanon characters, then, who's your favorite? Still Nick, or does Jack or Sky or any of those other ones make it in?
I really do like Jack and Sky. They're two characters that I actually want to try and get into more. But yeah, it's still Nick.
All right. Perfectly fair. So you've been a pretty active part of the Zootopia fandom for quite some time now. When did you first get into it?
So I remember I started looking at tons and tons of different content on the web right after the movie came out. I just loved it so much, and I want more. And I remember I started to actually contribute late summer of 2016. I started to post artwork. I started to try and make my blog a little bit more Zootopia centered. And it just naturally came. People started messaging me, your art's so good, or I don't know, you seem so sweet, things like that. And people start talking to me about Zootopia stuff, and I thought, that's so cool.
Yeah. I totally understand that. So what are your feelings are about the fandom as a whole? Just kind of in general, I guess.
In general, this fandom amazes me. There's a bunch of really, really nice people. I'm usually always very happy to post any kind of content because I know that there's people that they'll give really nice compliments. They'll try to help out. I've had some people here and there where they're there. You can always improve on this part or that part of your work. It's just a really supportive community for the most part, and I love it.
All right. So you currently working on anything or any upcoming projects or things you'd like to tease the audience with a bit of info of?
Fortunately, I have not recently because I'm getting ready for finals this week. Next week is all those big tests. So yeah, I'm kind of stressing out about that.
I know that. Mm-hmm. Yep. But after that, once you have time to draw again.
Yeah, so I'm thinking during Christmas, I might open up commissions again. I'm not too sure. I still got to check on certain things. And I know that my friend, he's still working on a chapter for that Isabel Wilde story. So I'm going to see if I can draw some comics for that. Maybe some other Wild Hops goodies. See if I can do some of that. And
that sounds great.
I remember last year I tried starting up this really huge crossover story that had all the Disney characters, including Elsa, Nick, Esmeralda, all these different characters just put into one universe.
All the ones who know how to really rock their dresses.
Pretty much. Yeah, I was thinking about starting that up again in a little group. I remember I worked on it with a couple of friends before, but the hype kind of died down because school started to really really take over. But yeah, I'm hoping that by the end of maybe next week, I'll have more time to start things like that or continue.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we'll be looking forward to it. And if by the time this video comes out, if you're open for commissions at that time, we'll make a note of it in the description of this video. Otherwise, yeah. All right. So do you have any advice or suggestions for those out there who are just starting to get into art?
I know I do get a lot of asks on this, and all I gotta say is art for me, it's really about experimenting with the things that you have, playing around with all the tools, making weird shapes and drawing on them, just whatever your heart tells you. I know it sounds a little weird, but for me, it works. For beginner artists, I just want to say if you really find fun in it and you really have a passion, then really push yourself to do it. And don't hold back. Always try to do something a little more.
Try everything.
Exactly.
All right. And finally, imagine for a second that Byron Howard, Rich Moore, Corey Loftus, or anyone else at Disney hears this interview. What would you want to say to them?
Make Zootopia 2 and put Nick in a dress. No, I'm kidding.
When I visited Disney, I did tell Byron about the Nick is best princess thing, and he got a good laugh about that. So,
oh, I really hope you enjoyed that.
Here's hoping.
Some of my pictures. But no, man, I really want to tell him how much I appreciate this film. It's wonderful. The thing that I like the most about a lot of different movies is how it brings so many different people together. I've met people from outside of my city, outside of my state, outside of my country, just through this film, just through this fandom. I think that's wonderful. And I thank them for bringing together such a good community.
All right. Well, on that note, Trish, thank you so much again for coming on to the show. It's been an absolute treat.
You're welcome.
So, if you want to check out more of her art, you can find it over on TrashasaurusRex.tumblr.com. And until next time, I'm Andy Lagopus, and this has been ZNN Interviews. Have a good night, everyone.